Dagnė susitepinėja savo grandinę, aš jau savo susitepiau ir ruošiamės pradėti šiandienos dieną. Šiandien mūsų iš tikrųjų laukia dar apie 700 metrų sukilimo, kaip ir visada. Ir turėtume pasiekti vėl tuos geležinkelio tiltus, kur buvo Kanadoje, kur buvo žiauriai įspūdingi ir man labai patiko. Tai čia irgi važiuosime senaisiais geležinkelio bėgiais, kurie yra perdaryti į tiesiog dviračių treilą. Ir ten vėl bus tie tiltai. Tai nežinau, ar tikrai šiandien pasieksime, bet jeigu ne šiandien, tai rytoj. Dagnytė ir Algirdas jau kelyje. Kino teatruose greitai nuovargis. Ką tik įvyko totalus navigacinis feilas. Pradėjom leistis kalnų žemyn ir pamačiau, kad važiuojam ne ten, kur reikia. Teoriškai važiuojam ten, kur reikia. Ta prasme, šitas keliukas veda ten pat, bet pagalvojom, kad kadangi tas keliukas, kur vakar buvom nusukę nakvynės, buvo beprotiškai gražus, gali būti, kad anas nusileidimas irgi būtų labai gražus. Tai aš nežinau, ar tai nėra beprotybė, bet mes dabar sukilsime atgal tą, ką nusileidome, tam, kad pramintume keliuku, kuris net nesame tikras, jog yra tikrai gražus. Antrą kartą šioje kelionėje pasiekėme šio kalno viršūnę. Sukilome kem 5 metrus. Ir dabar važiuosime žvyrkeliu. Ir labai tikimės, kad jisai buvo vertas šitų kem 5 metrų. Kaip ir dauguma vietų šioje kelionėje, ar bent jau šitą maršrute, negaliu sakyti, kad jinai yra negraži, bet kartu ir nėra taip, kad jinai pilnai atsivertų. Tai važiuoji, matai pro krūmus, kad kažkas lyg gražaus yra, bet principe tavęs nelepina tie vaizdai. Ir čia gal toks biški liūdesys ir kartu gal kažkiek staigmena man asmeniškai. Aš tikėjausi daugiau tų tokių atsiveriančių vaizdų. Kaip, Dagne, ar vertėjo kilti į tą kalną, kad važiuot šituo keliuku?
Nusileiskim, tada pasakysiu.
Tokia keliuko kokybė nežavi, baisu nusivožt. Jo, akmenuotas keliukas, kaip ir visi čia keliukai. Tai kaip mes vertiname šį nusileidimą?
Turbūt nebuvo verta, bet vis tiek buvo visai smagu.
Jo, iš tikrųjų smagu visai. Toks, gan techninis nusileidimas. Kaip techninis? Ta prasme, ne visai techninis, bet technikiškesnis negu kad tiesiog važiuoti asfalto. Vaizdų daug nebuvo. Vėlgi važiuoju užmygęs stabdžius ir degini stabdžių kaladėlės. Bet karts nuo karto gal visai smagu, gerai, kad nebuvo labai ilgas. Nepalikau arbatpinigių.
Bet jinai vis tiek buvo laiminga žmogus.
Ne, nelabai, man atrodo, jį nusiminė, kai aš nepalikau arbatpinigių.
Bet jį man palinkėjo skanaus milkšyko.
Gerai. Ką, skanaus?
Skanaus.
Turim problemą. Pavalgėme ir aš ką tik prisiminiau, kad tas pentinas, kurį mums patikėjo žmonės liko stovyklavietėje. Ir aš nesu pasiruošęs jo palikti tenai. Todėl dabar ieškome protingiausio būdo, kaip sugrįžti atgal antrą kartą į tą pačią vietą ir susigrąžinti tą daiktą. Kaip matote, esu be daiktų, kilu į kalną. Aš nepasiduosiu taip lengvai. Aš susigrąžinsiu tą prakeiktą pentyną. Laukia 450 metrų aukštyn per 9 kilometrus. Didžiausia dalis jų bus turbūt 4 kilometrai ir 400 metrų aukštyn, kaip ir vakar. Vargsiu. Temperatūra 40 laipsnių. Jaučiu, kad labai nedaug žmonių pasaulyje turbūt suprastų tai, ką aš čia darau. Bet man zin, aš tai padarysiu. Arba numirsiu bandydamas. Viskas, esu tame pačiame taške, kur besileisdami supratome, kad važiuojam ne ten ir apsisukome grįžti. Tai viršūnė jau ranka pasiekiama. Dar kokie 50 metrų pakilimo. Nu, tai koks Narbuto kalnas, biškį mažiau. Ir aš būsiu vietoje. Turiu pripažinti, kad nedažnai kelionėse tenka įveikti tą pačią viršūnę 3 kartus. Susigrąžinau. Jau vėl su daiktais. Kol aš čia važinėjau pirmyn atgal, Dagnė mums sužvejojo nakvynę. Prie jos priėjo kažkokie tai dviratininkai, nu ne dviratininkai, šiaip keliauninkai, kurie mėgsta dviračius. Ir pasiūlė, sako, jeigu norit, mes esam apsistoję čia kažkokiam tai viešbutėlį ar kažkur. Ir sako, turim biškį laisvos vietos, tai jeigu norit, atvažiuokit pas mus. O mes šiuo metu dabar tą ir darome, važiuojame kažkur tai. Tai ir atvykome į kažkokią tai bažnyčią. Čia sakė kažkokią bažnytėlę. Tai dabar nusiimam daiktus ir nešamės į vidų. Panus burmenus, aš norėčiau šaltos Coca-Colos.
Jo, tuoj drąsiai. Čia kur.
Bet Dagne, ar tu tikrai žinai, kur eiti?
Ne, nežinau, kur eiti.
Tai apsistojame buvusiai bažnyčiai, turbūt nežinau, gal esamoj bažnyčiai, kažkokia labai įdomi vieta.
Tikiuosi, kad buvusioj, nes jeigu esamoj, tai ten kunigai neaišku, ką veikia.
Jo, labai įdomi vieta. Ir kaip supratom, tai iš esmės dabar esamas Airbnb. O dabar bandome surasti, kur čia yra ekskursija po buvusias kasyklas, nes visas šitas miestelis tai yra iš esmės įkurtas dėl kasyklų, kurios buvo aplinkiniuose kalnuose.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a lot of history. They asked me to give you some stories, but I memorized everything they gave me, so I'm going to give you non-stop history and facts the whole time we're together. So you have to put up with me a little bit. Okay. We are the silver capital of the entire world. Last year alone, they pulled out more than 2 million ounces of silver. That put us over $7 billion worth today.
This is the Coeur d'Alene Mining District, the richest mineral deposit ever discovered on planet Earth. What I'm going to show you here came out of the Sunshine Mine. This is called Tetrahedrite Silver. The only silver purer than this is once it's been smelted. Tetrahedrite silver, you're looking between 12 and 1,500 ounces per ton of smelted silver. Now in the old days, a core drill might go 200 feet. Nowadays we have track vehicles, you can get them on big semis that look like oil drill rigs. You core sample, that's how they found this stuff, and you can go thousands of feet with a core sample. So once you find this, it goes up to the geologist and they start making a map of where you found these ore bodies. And then what they'll do is they'll be able to figure out from the dimensional size what the tonnage is. And they will figure out if you have 90 miners, it's going to take this many years, this many hours, this many shifts. They'll get it right down to the minute. Once you have this, now you call it the banker and you tell them what you have, and you don't have to have a meeting with some investors and some banking people. This place was crazy, and if you were a criminal and like to rob people and steal and keep doing it and you keep getting caught and you keep doing it, they don't call the sheriff. You go down outside of Kellogg to leave Kellogg and go west 1.25 miles, you're going to come to this little draw called Deadwood Gulch. You get hung there. They don't even call the police. They take you out there and they hang you, and they don't take you down. They let the crows that you're hearing right now. Pretty soon there was no crime around here. I got to tell you this story. I had an antique store with my wife. It's downtown Wallace. It's the big one right across from the center of the universe. Man cover is something Gems, Johnson Gems or something right now. We had a store in there 10 years ago. We called up because the furnace wasn't working right. Guy comes and says, well, I have to call somebody and check it. And he goes out and he looks and comes back and he says, I'll be back, but I got to go get a corner and the cops. We're like, why? He goes, reading the furnace isn't working right. The chimney's plugged. There's a corpse in there.
Oh.
And it wasn't a fresh one. It had been there a few years, but that was this place. Let's talk 7 years, 70 feet of drilling with this. 1890. One guy holds it, the other guy swings 12 pounds as hard as he can, and a quarter turn at a time. They drill for 7 years and they make it 70 feet. Dude, I'm a quitter. I gotta eat. I can't go 7 years open. I gotta go eat. Today, I have friends that are contract miners. They get paid by the foot. Less than 24 hours, they'll have 70 foot done in a flash. But that's with modern stuff. All right, let's go inside. So notice all the holes in the wall. So what we're doing here, instead of following a quartz vein and hoping we get something, they came up with this drill. This is called a diamond drill or a core sampler. This particular one, you could bore 200 feet. This allowed the mining companies to get an assay report and go, okay, that's worthless, stay away from there. Or, we found something, let's keep mapping this out. That's our future. Today, these drills can go 2,000 feet with no problem. They're on tracks. They can climb up to the top of a mountain, go straight into it. Once you get in 70 feet and you're in the darkness, so keep in mind, candles, you're burning up profit. So you only light one at a time. They're already starving. So centrally locate the candle under your arm. So when I have the drill steel and I put my thumb over here and wiggle it frantically in fear, it's also to help the guy with the 12-pound hammer to zero in on this reflection. And then he goes 1, 2, 3, swing. And as he swings, I move my thumb and turn. And it don't work. So here's the conditions we're looking at. I wouldn't do this for $1,000 a swing. I'm not doing it. And I gotta think, these people, all I can keep saying over and over is, these people are tough. I don't think we filled this yet. We come up with this carbide lamp. I'll see if it'll light. I don't know if he filled it. No. Okay, so the carbide lamp, made in a blacksmith shop. This is your fuel base, unscrews. This is your lamp. We have no safety equipment. We're wearing a canvas hat with a little strap. You put the carbide lamp in here and light it. We don't have any gaskets. We don't have machine threads. They're fat and sloppy and loose. So while you're working, swinging around and stuff, the fuel leaks out on you and then ignites. Look at the pictures. Happy people, broken hand people, people with huge burns and scars that don't go away. And they never quit. 1976. We're underground. It's illegal for women to be underground. How stupid does that sound? I can't even believe that I lived through this, but they are not allowed underground. And so all of a sudden 3 of them come by with a bunch of big shots and we're like, oh, somebody's going to jail because it was a law. You are not to be underground, period, done. And we're thinking somebody's going to jail. Well, it doesn't happen that way. It turns out on the 3rd day, one of them, the women in the group stops and says, we can't find the bathrooms. Where are the bathrooms? We're like, we don't have bathrooms. She's like, oh, come on. And I'm like, we don't have bathrooms. Well, what do you guys do? I said, we have a ditch and we have buckets with sawdust and lime. Would you like one? No. That's what we have. No. That's all we got. And she's like, no. And she leaves. 2 days later, these come down from the carpenter shop with the gals. You talk about morons. We look at each other like, we've been using a bucket this whole time. That would have took like an hour. What is wrong with us? When you work with grown-ups in a real grown-up job, you're going to be a grown-up real fast, or you're not going to make it, period. The thing is, the truth is, in early mining, when you're young, 18, you better be done in 5 years. You better be doing something else in the mine. More of my friends that are 65 like I am, pain medication 24 hours a day, every single joint repaired, can't walk, can't ATV, can't mow the lawn, can't do anything. Because they couldn't get over how much fun it was for them. But you can't do it. So this, if you went to school in Wallace or Mullen High School from 1971 to 1980, this was the first accredited underground classroom for learning how to be a miner taught by experienced retired miners. This is where you came. The key to running this drill is the leg. The drill is on, it doesn't do anything else but spin. You put the pressure on it with the leg. So this is a little loud. I love it. And one of the biggest jobs in mining is the guys that run the pumps. You have men 24/7 that are always monitoring the pumps and pumping out the water because it never stops coming. So this particular one, totally flooded. If you were to pump that out, the oxygen would immediately cause everything to collapse. The timber will be rotten balsa wood, the rock will be saturated and fall apart, and you're going to be dead. To do this, you won't. It's cheaper to go sink a new shaft than to try to save this. So that's also non-oxygenated water. If you put trout in there, they drown. If you get in there thinking you're going to take a swim, you're not. You better be hanging onto the wood because you're going to go down 200 feet. And the only person getting you out is a Navy diver. So around here in the old days, when they would close up mines, and there was over 160 mines around here, from 2-man to 3,000 guy men. So when they'd leave, they just left the holes open. You didn't have to put a gate across them or nothing. People would go wandering in there with lighters and matches and never come back. There's no way to find out if they're down there. I mean, some of these are thousands of feet deep. We sit on 5 different faults in this valley. The Lucky Friday mine is one of the few hard rock mines in the world that has their own seismograph. Air valve. When you operate this, keep your feet apart because these air valves blow up and they'll take your feet right off of you. And you don't get them no more. Now, when you're trained to do this, it's not how bad you're going to hurt, it's do you continue. So, the old dude that's training me, he says, don't follow the bucket with your head. Oh. Well, you're in the dark, you got your light on, you see this cool piece of ore go by, and you just happen to lean in because you're already trained to keep these things moving, and here comes a bucket and it knocks you out. As I'm waking up on the floor, true story, as I'm waking up on the floor, this old dude's standing there like this, and he goes, question, And I revert back to my time in the jail and I go, response. And he goes, quit or continue. I'm almost to my knees now. I got a broken nose, it's bleeding profusely. My lips are tore up. My teeth, I'm picking up my teeth.
Oh.
And I said, my teeth? He goes, yep. I go, why quit? So we continued. I have dentures now. A lot of us that have dentures, because of this. So as we're leaving, he's in front, I'm following him with my teeth, thinking I hope the tooth fairy is kind to me. And he stops here, and he gets this piece of chalk and he goes like this. And I stop and I look and there's a bunch of those. And I go, what is that? I said, what did he say? What is that? He said, that's all the people I've trained and all the people that woke up on the ground. And I thought, dude, I ain't so dumb. There's a bunch of us running around on the ground here that are on this wall.
Pabaigiame savo turą per sidabro kasyklą ir Volaso miestelį. Kaip, Dagne, tavo įspūdžiai?
Man labai patiko.
A ne? Kas tau labiausiai patiko?
Nors labiausiai man patiko žmonės, kurie vedė ekskursiją. Tai ir šitas vyras, ir tas, kuris vedė po kasyklą, jie ant tiek užsidegę viską pasakoja, kad tau net neįdomu, kas yra aplinkui. Tu tiesiog žiūri juos ir žaviesi.
Tai ačiū Jums už dėmesį, mes grįšime neužilgo namo ir turbūt ties tuom ir pabaigsime šią dieną, nes šiandieną apsistosime tame namelyje, kuriame buvome, o rytoj trauksime iš naujo į kelią, jau dviratukais.
Taip, šiandien 15 km ir daug nuotykių.
Ir nepamirškite, kad Jūs galite prisidėti prie Lietuvos miškų atsodinimo špikis.lt, paukodami pinigėlį, taip paremdami ir mūsų kelionę, ir atsodindami miškus Lietuvoje.
O jeigu nenorit sodinti miškų, tai paremkit mus, kad mes galėtume išgerti Coca-Colas.
Taip, mums tas labai padės, ypač kai žadamos temperatūros plus 36.
Ojei.